Hey guys, welcome to episode 17. We seem to be having another slight little strangeness going on. Let's just see what this is. We've got a lot of pollution in this base, so I need to get rid of everything that shouldn't really be in here. I mean, I've got, okay, ice, I've got polluted dirt, giving off a load of gases. Yeah, we need to get that sorted out because we are starting to have a little problem there. I'm actually going to put in an air deodorizer, something I haven't used a great deal in this series. But yeah, I just want to get that working so that it can actually help with the problems associated to polluted gas. So we've got, to carry on from last time, we have sorted out our lack of natural gas. Granted, it is still not as efficient as, oh dear, still got stuff coming through, as I'd like, and we seem to be getting other gases in here. Now, this is only supposed to give off natural gas. Okay, we have been sucking the gas out of here for an absolute age, but yet I'm now getting polluted gas in, and also I've got down here, this has been sucking for the gas out for a while, and that is still bringing through the occasional carbon dioxide and occasional polluted gas, which then does obviously damage to the actual equipment. So I need to keep an eye on that because these doors are locked, and nothing is getting in there or out, as it were. So I need to see what we can do with that. Looking at what we've got going on over here, we haven't really got a great deal of natural gas now over here. It's probably more just the polluted oxygen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start digging this out to try and encourage some of this to be able to circulate more effectively, and if we do that, then that should make a difference to how much natural gas that one's specifically picking up. Right, so yes, our massive water problem. We were talking previously about how we can stop this area here becoming too warm, associated to the actual water that was going in there. So at the moment, let's have a look. I don't want the sleep weeds, I want the pipe. Details, temperature 34 degrees. That is my only problem at the moment. I just need to wait for everything to cool down, and then I'm just going to leave it running without any fertilizer at this moment in time. I'm also going to be looking at seeing what I can do with this water here, because after I've created it, I need to pump it somewhere more effectively. Right, is that working still fine? Okay, so that's still dealing with that carbon dioxide slightly effectively. I wouldn't say it's perfect because it is actually circulating quite a lot over here. Right, so okay, they've done that very quickly. I want to get them back in here and working in here. Oh, I can hear something's hit Perfect's harvest, but I can't believe it. Oh, there we go. Had nothing to do with it, and it's achieved perfect yield. That's about right. So I want these guys back in here and back on the case. We've got a lot to do down here. So as I want to dig out the majority of this and remove the seeds, we're going to have to I'm going to dig all the way down with a ladder actually there, because then I can just suck up all those seeds and go and plant them somewhere else more useful for me. I'm going to dig out here as well as there and there, so that gives us a nice section for us to start letting water down in here, and it can start down the bottom melting everything, as long as I get all the polluted ice out of there. Now I want to have mesh tiles. Let's have a think. To be honest, gold amalgam will be absolutely fine. I'm going to stick with going straight across like I've done previously, because it is actually going to be a main platform coming in and out until I there we go, until I move everything up and close off this section and deal with that. Right, dig out. You can also dig out this wolframide here. And oops, I haven't done anything with here. That's why they're not working on it. Would help if I actually gave them access to where I want them to actually work, and get that to a priority that's more useful. I'm going to dig up everything here and remove them, because that is a kind of a priority. We'll also take out here and here, so I wanted to remove that. And we can also work on yeah, do that first and then come up and remove this lot as well. Okay, so they've got plenty to be getting on with. I can now actually put a storage compactor up there that's going to be housing my ice and my snow, so that can just melt and do whatever it needs to do over the time. It's not an issue. So where are we at? Walking through mess. Let's get that sorted out. We don't really want people walking through polluted water. It's never a good thing. I also want to, obviously I've opened this up here. Let me think about that one. It's interesting how it's actually just going up in between here. That's just about right. Okay. So these things should be getting coal delivered quite regularly. So take up that priority because I really do need coal in operation there. Let's have a look. How much have I actually got? Consumable ore. Not a great deal. I've gone down below my 100 tons, as in 100,000 tons. Okay. So we can put in here now, sweep only, and we're going to go for liquefiable, and it's going to be snow and ice. We'll do that as a 9 because it'll be a case of whatever we sweep, we want it in there. I'm going to do a sweep first in that area, so that will actually encourage the dupes to actually remove what's there, and take out those couple of tiles as well, because I really don't want any more sleet wheat growing while I'm trying to get everything ready for accepting a load of warm water. Okay. I was really happy with that sleet wheat. Shame her doesn't understand that I'm going to be the one harvesting this shortly. Let's take out there, because what is that? That's polluted ice, yeah. So I need that done. So they get rid of that. What priority have I got things at? Ooh, what am I doing? 9s everywhere. I know about 9 for that, but not for other things. That's all 7. That's fine. That's fine. That's my priorities for them. So they're actually going to do this bit for me. Let's do that to an 8. And that can be an 8 as well, actually thinking about it. Okay, so while they're busy with that, let's just have a quick browse. Okay. What I'm thinking with this whole section here is deuteronium doesn't give off any thermal conductivity, is 0, and same with absolite is, yeah, it really doesn't give off any heat. So no matter what I do in here, the surrounding area is not going to heat up or cool down based on what these are. What will help cool it down is the likes of the granite and the wolframide and other bits and bobs in here, and that's why I want to kind of leave those in situ and just remove all the polluted ice and get rid of that, because if I get rid of that, it'll just mean that there's only going to be clean water in here, and we won't have little problems with pollution. Right, okay, so we've got a lot of carbon dioxide down here. Probably going to need to start sorting that out as well. That's just not going to be fun. Okay, why are you not taking that out? Is that somebody else going to do the job? It just makes me laugh how they will climb over things just because part of the job is allocated to a different dupe. So who's doing this? I don't know. Yeah. It's ridiculous. So we've got a lot of people who are ill actually looking at that. So let's look at the vitals. So no one's hurt. Okay, so let's just look at so grimy, low oxygen, chilly surroundings, not ill. Right, little Biffa's got a trench stench. Contracted by standing toxic area duration, so he's not going to be long before he's okay. Soggy feet, chilly surroundings. Okay, trench stench with Mike as well, and that's 0.9 of a cycle. So theoretically, this time tomorrow's cycle, as it were, for the dupes, both of those will be a lot happier. Now, we seem to be getting sufficient food up, so I'm going to reduce the priorities on these. How much sleep we've got? 500 grains, which is great. That will help us quite immensely. Let's just see where we're up to over here. No, nothing over here. So I'm thinking then, in preparation for actually dropping down, I'm going to put in these actually and put these down at 5, because I want this all done. So if I put that as a higher priority, theoretically they should do that before digging out everything else above it. So where are we at? 149 grains, that's nice. That'll keep me going for a while. Okay, I have got a piece of ice. Suspended. Can I sweep that, I wonder? No, not sweep. Okay. You could be swept. Let's see what goes on. Don't need those pieces of tiles there. Okay, so these guys are rocking on down here. Right, I think what I'm also going to do, because those wheezeworts are quite important to me, primarily in keeping everywhere else cold, What temperature are we down here? Minus 18. What temperature do these really, really like? So minus 55 to 5, but so minus 40 to 30, minus 35 to minus 40. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few more plant pots down here. And I'm going to plant those weezeworts around this area, just so that we can actually start nothing like that one. Start improving the temperature in here. Because I really would like to improve this quite substantially. I mean, what's going on with this water? Okay, this is actually working off no water in the sense, because this hasn't pumped any water for quite a while. Very interesting. One pieces. Do you know what? I think what's actually happened is, I wonder whether that, what is that pipe? Nope, the pipe. Yeah, I was on it then. And again, liquid pipe. That's made of absolite. That one's made out of absolite. Oh, okay. No idea then. It's interesting. So let's copy selection and prioritise that as a 9, because this needs to go in quite quickly. So we can paste that one, paste that one, paste that one, and they'll be happy once there's a lot more weezeworts in there, and also they'll be easy to find when I need them. So we've got 3 there for quick proximity or quick succession. I'll be able to remove these, I hope. Let's do that as a 7 as well. Actually, I'm going to do it as an 8 because I'd like that. I'd like that out. Those are going to be swept. Swept. So I want all food out of here. So how many sleek weeds? We've got 400 odd. Yeah. And that can be swept. So that'll be good. Oh, we've got another plant growing. Oh well. We'll see how we get on with that. Alright, I tell you what, you stay there for a moment. I'm going to just whiz forward a bit and hopefully have a better or a more completed area unwrapped for you. So bear with us a second. Okay, so we've been very busy digging out this whole section here, removing all the nastiness. And we have basically got ourselves to the stage where we've only got a little bit left up here. One thing that you'll start noticing is we will start dripping out warm water into this section here. We've already removed all the nasties, so whatever it goes in and changes to whatever, it's not going to be an issue whatsoever. I'm not that worried about these sleek wheats, although that one is ready, so I'm going to focus that one to get done. But what we've actually installed is 3 filters here to filter the water that's really building up very quickly here, and then that's going through and taking priority over this water coming from the geyser. So that's quite interesting. That is quite interesting indeed, actually. I would rather it didn't take priority over the geyser, but I need to have a look at that, because that needs to be going round and dropping into here as a matter of course. So that should start. I mean, it might freeze to start with. Yep, like it is just then. But it's a case of, as the water finally works its way down, it will start warming up, cooling down properly without freezing, and we'll be able to fill this up, and all the granites and ice or the wolframite will keep the whole area happy. Right, starvation again. It's a case of it's a perpetual cycle, this running out of food, and I think a lot of it's down to the fact that we're not really managing to keep all our batteries up and running because of everything else we've got. I think as soon as we introduce anything new, it's a case of other things start to fail. We've already got, we've already burnt through 40,000 kilos of coal, so without having to go and mine the coal out, which I think it's actually getting close to, we need to, there's quite a bit of coal there. That'll keep us going for a day or two maybe. We just need to get things sorted out in that sense. So these guys are working their way through the last bit, and then I'll get them to sweep the whole area. I've put a couple of weeseworts down here for the time being. That's primarily because I didn't want this algae deodorizer, which is providing some oxygen into the area, to start overheating the area too much, and I wanted to try and counteract that slightly with those weeseworts. So that's what that is working. I think I need to introduce more of these because, yeah, I think I really do, because that shouldn't be going that direction. Yeah, I think there's plenty of water there for that, and I'd rather, yeah, I think I'm going to deconstruct this liquid pipe here for the time being and just see how effective these 3 water purifiers can be. There we go, let's see, in maintaining the oxygen level up here, but also in filling up clean water into this area as well, because something has got to be wrong with this. I mean, you don't go through that much flipping water. That's just ridiculous, and I don't understand. Actually, I do understand. It's because I closed this door off. This carbon dioxide is just building up in this area here. It's not working its way round, and that's predominantly down to the fact that this door is actually locked off. Interestingly, the oxygen level is not really good in here anymore. Yeah, that explains a lot. We're not actually producing as a regular supply anymore, which is a shame. Which means I need to find additional natural gas geysers. Oh, I put a atom switch in here to try and regulate how often this gas pump is operational. I was getting some heat damage on that. Now I don't know whether it's because it was too close to the natural gas geyser. I mean, it's temperature 53. It could be that. I don't actually know. I could possibly move it up here out of the way, but this one up here, that is not achieving any. What's that temperature there? It's getting really hot. That doesn't actually get any heat damage. So I've just chucked in a couple of weeseworts in there as well, just to see how we can actually do with that, so that it's a case of we can try and mitigate the effect of the heat damage in there. But as I say, that's on an atom switch that I've set to above 200 grams, so it'll start and stop, start and stop. I collect the right one, and should be quite happy within itself. Let's see. We've also put in some storage compactors right next to the cooking station, because what we've actually stuck in here is only the sweet wheat grain, of which we've got 2,877, which is quite substantial. This is now working a lot better. We're not, let me go to the temperature. we've not got that much heat associated around the area because of the water. How this is still going, this air scrubber, it's as if this water is never ending, but it's still working. Yeah, unbelievable. It's got no power stored, consumed. It appears that it's working. Yeah, it appears, but I don't know whether it's just this algae deodorizer that's actually doing all the work in here or not. Yeah. But that's, oh goodness me, this was full of water before, so it's now turned it into proper ice. So that's interesting. That's very interesting over time how it will actually do that. That's interesting. Okay. Cool. So I don't know where this water's come from or how it's got here, but it's starting to build up, which I don't really like. Obviously this pressure here is quite a, 10 kilos. Yeah, this is going to be fun. This is going to start building its way up quite rapidly, and then will overflow and down, and then I've basically lost this area until I can actually suck out enough water. So that's something I need to be mindful of. And let's put a lock on that door again, just so my dupes don't go in there by mistake. Okay, so it's interesting, I'm getting polluted water here. I've not got any polluted ice, so why have I got polluted water? That's interesting. That's very interesting. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. Although, I have got some polluted ice that's fallen down. That will explain a lot. So that dug all that out. Let's just get all that swept as well. And then we can get this whole area managed. And we don't need to worry about it, then we can just let it run on its own. So how's these doing? These are running out of water and power. He seems quite happy with that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think I need to I do think I need to get some more power operations in here, because although I've only got one hamster wheel that I don't think I've been having it running recently. As we watch the Duke go up there and runs on it, no my luck. So I might need to introduce the hamster wheels, which is not something I really want to do, not with so few dupes that I've got. There's something there that's buried. Let's get that out as a matter of course. Do want to save everything I can get, but yeah, that'll be that's a quite nice big space there for it to put in the cold water. I'm still rather miffed I'm getting polluted, but we'll come to that another time. Right, so I think we'll call it a day there for this episode. I hope it's been of interest and you've liked what you've seen. So until next time, that's Murphy out.